everybody knows what to do. You ready?
No.
Good.
You ready?
Yep.
Kind sir, oh kind sir. Kind
Yes.
sir,
Yes, can I help you?
am I too late for the celebration?
No, you're not. We've just begun. This is our first meeting to elect Riverhead's new town officers.
Do you mind if I ask questions and take notes? I've come all the way from Philadelphia.
No, of course you can take notes.
Well, sir, why did you become a different town?
You see, it would take the people of Wading River 2 days to go to Southold to do town business with the clerk and to attend other town business.
Oh, I see. But what or who gave you the right to decide to start your own town?
The citizens petitioned the New York State Legislature for the creation of the town of Riverhead.
May I see a copy of the law?
Well, I can read it for you if you'd like.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
New York State law establishing the town of Riverhead, Chapter 24, passed the 13th day of March, 1792. An act of the New York State Legislature establishing the town of Riverhead reads as follows. An act to divide the town of Southold in Suffolk County. Whereas the many freeholders and inhabitants of Southold in Suffolk County have presented to the legislature that their town is so long that it is very inconvenient for them to attend at town meetings, and also to transact other necessary business of the said town. And they have prayed for the same to be divided into 2 towns. Therefore, be it enacted by the people of the state of New York, represented in the state and the assembly, that all part of the said town of Southold, lying to the westward of the line beginning at the Sound and running thence southerly to the bay separating the towns of Southampton and Southold, which is in the easterly boundary line or side of the farm now in the tenure or occupation of William Albertson, and is the reputed land line of division between the parishes of Oquabog and Mattertuck, shall be from and after this first Monday of April next be erected into a distinct and separate town by the name of Riverhead, 2 words. This first town meeting of its inhabitants of said town shall be held at the dwelling house of John Griffin in Riverhead. The said town shall enjoy all the rights, privileges, and immunities which are granted to the other towns within the state. By an act of the state legislature passed the 7th day of March, 1788, entitled An Act Dividing the Counties of the State into 2 Towns. And further be it enacted that the poor of the town of Southold on the first and the town of Riverhead in such proportions as overseers of the poor for the time being of said town respectively shall agree, and in case of disagreement of the said overseers, then in such proportions as the supervisors of their county at the next annual meeting shall direct, and the contingent charges and expenses of the town of Southold that have already arisen shall arise before the first day April next, shall be assessed, levied, and pay in the same manner as if this act had not passed.
Oh, that is wonderful.
So you see, we are to hold our very first meeting. We will elect officers and pass a few laws pertaining to the welfare of our indigent neighbors that the town clerk shall be directed to read in the minutes at the next meeting, and the town officers shall not be paid more than 4 shillings per day for their services, even overpaid then.
This has all been very enlightening. You see, I'm a historian and record all important events. One more question, if you don't mind. When will we be able to attend the next town meeting?
Why, right now. The town officials will meet again in 1 year from now on to pay our bills and hold our elections.
You have been most gracious and enlightening. Pray thank you very much.
Thank you, your obedient servant.
Oscar, Oscar.
Georgette, do the honors and lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Georgette. Bishop Sella, you could conduct our invocation.
Father, bless the residents of our communities. May they live together in peace and harmony and have what is necessary to face each day with dignity and confidence. Bless those who protect public welfare, the police, fire personnel, those who care for our roads and parks, those responsible for public health. May they have the resources and sense of purpose to do their jobs well. Bless our officials here this day and those they have chosen to work with them. By electing them, we have placed in their hands our common good. Give them wisdom, prudence, patience, foresight, dedication, and a spirit of cooperation so that they may foster the well-being of all our community. And this day we especially place in your hands John Anderson after his tragic death. We pray for we pray for him and we pray for his family. May you receive him into your loving hands, and may you be with your comfort to his family. And perhaps we could all just stop for a moment and say whatever silent prayer we want to say for John and his family. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Bishop Sella. Did you want to say anything? We can all remain standing for just another moment.
Bishop, I want to thank you for mentioning the Anderson family. I had the pleasure of coaching John Anderson for several years on one of my PAL football teams. Very, very tragic situation to an extremely wonderful family. John was what everybody would wish their son to be. He honestly was. It's not one of these, oh, he's a great guy because something happened. He truly was a great kid, great young man. Will sorely be missed, and it was just an honor to have known him for his short 18 years on this earth. So I thank you, Bishop, and I just ask the townspeople to keep the Anderson family in mind. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim. Okay. Well, John,
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready, John.
Okay. I'd like to make a motion that we pass the minutes of the February 22nd meeting, 2017. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded. Vote, please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
The minutes are approved. I'll just go into the agenda items. Under correspondence, there was a letter from Rebecca Dillahunt asking, citing discrepancies with her water bill and requesting an adjustment.
Didn't see that one.
You didn't see that one?
No.
Oh, well, we'll get you a copy of that. It was sent out.
But when did they email it?
Did you, yeah, yeah,
I got it.
you got
There
it.
was
yeah.
something,
Okay,
you
well,
gotta
I'll make
check
sure
my,
we do,
yeah, sometimes they're using that other.
Well, I always send it, no,
Sean
we'll
and
go
Walter.
into it later.
You know that.
Okay.
Okay.
There was a letter from Andrew Sabin from Sabin Metal Corporation. He submitted a research report on the endangered eastern tiger salamanders on Long Island and a request to make a presentation.
Hold on to your hat, it's gonna be riveting.
Under reports, the building department submitted their February monthly report, $63,813.25. Tax receiver total tax collection to date as of February 28th was $79,128,884.29. Tax receiver February utility collection report, $268,247.86. Town clerk February monthly report, $9,441.82. The police department submitted August and September 2016 monthly reports, and that's it.
All right, any other committee reports?
I just want to, go ahead, John.
Okay.
I just want to make an announcement that maybe the local newspapers can put in the paper that there's a blood drive today at the firehouse till 7 o'clock tonight. So maybe if you could put that in there, we'll get a few more people down there. The blood is desperately needed.
And not only that,
but
He's got that game in the paper.
with the blood drive, it's interesting to point out that you bring an ID with a signature or photo, you have to be at least 110 pounds, which I'm sure we all know. 16 to 75, no tattoos for past 12 months. But they want you to eat healthy, and then they tell you for every donor, you're gonna receive a coupon for a free McDonald's large sandwich with any purchase. So stay healthy until you give the blood, and then go to McDonald's and get yourself a free burger. Right,
Well, you gotta
the
build that
next-
iron back up.
And Lauren Reichel, who runs the blood drive, makes the best brownies. So there is a brownie incentive to go to the blood drive today.
What kind of brownies are they? Never mind.
Chocolate fudgy brownies.
Okay. Any other committee reports?
Gets me every time.
The Industrial Development Agency, the IDA is looking for a member. They just have one resign. It's a 5-member board. They have 4 members to it now. Anybody that wants to be considered for the board, I'd ask them either to call myself,
Let's have Meg put it on the website.
and we'll have Meg put it on the website. And they interview you, and they'll give us the names of the people that they request, and then we appoint
Meg.
them.
Have Meg
So,
put that on the website.
Just call me or call Town Hall, ask for Tracy Stark, she's the administrator of the IDA, or me, and I'll take the information, and we'll see what we can do. We have to fill that position.
Who resigned? Was
Our deputy town attorney.
So have Meg put that on their website, Larry.
And so you know, this is the agency that analyzes the businesses that are coming to town and determines whether or not they're gonna get any tax credits or tax breaks. So we hear a lot of complaints about all the people that are getting tax breaks, so now's your time to submit your
So-
application and get involved.
That's right. Thank you.
All right. Any other committee reports? Not seeing any, hearing any. We have 2 public hearings. The first one was scheduled for 2:05. Mike, I'm gonna let you present this, okay?
I'll start.
Oh, you're gonna start?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 2:12. We open the public hearing for the consideration of a local law to amend Chapter 265 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Sewers of the Use of the Public Sewers, Penalties and Enforcement. So Bob, you?
Thank you, yeah. I was asked to work with Michael and the council on amendment of the code. We have been trying to get, I guess, voluntary compliance, for lack of a better way of describing it, from the various establishments that have pre-treatment facilities, primarily those who are fast food and with grease traps and other treatment, where we ask them to, on a periodic basis, 90 days, to submit reports and show us that they've cleaned out or addressed their systems so that they function properly and we don't have any problems. Recently had a circumstance arise which made us take a closer look and realize that perhaps voluntary compliance is not working as well as we'd like, and we're going to take a stab at an enforcement methodology. Rather than have to affirmatively prove whether they've taken care of their system, we're requiring that they file a report with us every 90 days. And their failure to file that report in and of itself would be the violation. In addition to that, the prior fine was $100. It may be easier to face the $100 fine as opposed to doing the work. So the second part of the proposal is to increase the fine structure to $500. So that's the nature of what we're doing. There's 2 amendments to Chapter 265, which is the sewer ordinance.
All right, Mike, did we sum that up nicely? All right, good. Does anybody wish to be heard on this matter?
I just have one question. Is this trigger, now I realize, like of course, I'm a deacon at my church, and we have the soup kitchen, and we have a grease trap that we clean out. I think we do it every 6 months because we don't get a lot of use, but with the food that we do cook. So I know we professionally clean out every 6 months, and that seems to be good enough as far as drainage goes.
90 days now, young
So
man.
now it's 90 days.
It's been 90 days. My understanding is it's been 90 days that letters
Oh,
have
so
been issued.
we've escaped all these years?
Correct.
Oh, Lord.
There have been letters that have been going out. Perhaps
Jody, what's that
last
website I
2
can
years,
turn
3
people
years.
in on?
Reverse the tape, I didn't say anything.
So this is not something new. It's new from the enforcement end, but from the end of doing compliance, the sewer district has been sending out letters for 2 to 3 years already, asking for folks to come in and show us that they're doing the right thing.
Okay, so it's just gonna be with the grease trap, pretty much.
Pretty
So
much,
what the
yeah.
councilman meant to say was,
Well, right, I thought.
He believes they were doing up to 6 months, but it was actually 3.
all right. Anybody else want to implicate
All right,
themselves
check.
besides the council?
I mean, we do it every 30 days.
Yes.
90.
So we're going to, if there's no public comments on this, we will close the public comment portion, leave it open for written comment to March 7th. Oh, wait, I'm in February. What is,
It's the same.
oh, it's to March 17th also, yep.
Yep.
Okay, so let me flip the calendar here so I don't get. The year is flying by, folks. Second public hearing was scheduled for 2:15. It is now 2:16. This is the consideration of a local law to amend Chapter 289 of the Riverhead Town Code entitled Vehicles, Traffic, Parking Regulations, Article 2, Traffic Regulations, Weight Limit, 8 tons, Hubbard Avenue, Meeting House, Creek Road, and Peconic Bay Boulevard. John?
Okay, we have 3 east-west roads in the town of Riverhead. This one road, or both of these roads, Hubbard Avenue and Meeting House Creek Road, and Peconic Bay Boulevard, are residential roads. It's not any commercial on those roads, it's all residential. And what we're doing is, and the roads were built for residential traffic, not large commercial traffic. And it's damaging our roads, and we have a lot of pipes going underneath the road for drainage from the north to the south. So what we're gonna do is we're limiting the truck traffic and large bus traffic. So anything over 18,000 pounds, 16,000 pounds, or 8 tons will not be allowed on those 3 streets. They can use 25 and Sound Avenue. So that's what this is all about.
All right, does anybody wish to be heard on this public hearing? Well, okay, good.
Wait, one guy.
Yep.
I can tell you, I did hear from the farm bureau, they were concerned about local deliveries for farms, but I don't think that really applies.
No, they would still be, local deliveries would still be
Yeah, it's
exempted.
exempt, yeah.
Robert Skidder, 14 Eileen Circle in Jamesport. My wife, more than me, is very much in favor of this. The bus traffic, it makes it difficult to ride her bike, other bicyclists as well. You obviously don't want to be riding a bicycle a lot on the shoulders of Sound Avenue because of the traffic situation. The same thing with Main Road. So one of the, at that weight limit, other than buses, what else is it precluding? Is there a way to, her question was, is there a way to somehow get limos in on this to get them off of Peconic Bay Boulevard because they drive worse than the bus drivers?
So we do it by weight restricting, and we have to have a reason to do it, and the reason to do it is, as John said, the culverts under the road can't withstand the weight. Sometimes roads are too curved, too many curves, sharp corners.
Yes.
So there has to be a reason to do it. I can't think of a reason why you would preclude a limousine. I think we would be probably going a little bit further than our police powers allow.
Okay, well, that was a question that she had, and I just wanted to,
Yeah, I don't-
say if there's a way,
It would be difficult for us to do that. I mean, we do speed enforcement, they're out all over. They were out on Sound Avenue not too long ago doing radar enforcement. We just, that's the biggest complaint we have in the town is traffic and speed, unfortunately.
But it is a designated state bike trail down Hubbard Avenue and down Peconic Bay Boulevard, so, and then you cross over once you get down by Manor, or you take Peconic Bay Boulevard and then you cut over. So it's good to keep all the wider buses and trucks off the road so
Yes.
that they're not getting into the shoulder of where the bicycles are.
yes, that's a good thing, so we're
Yes.
very much in favor of this. Thank you.
Right, thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Skinner. Mr. Von Helden. Van Von? I'm trying to make you
Charles
German.
Van Helmen. I belong to the greater Jamesport Civic Group, which is.
Is there a lesser Jamesport Civic Group?
I hope not. We had a meeting, and it's always been a topic. Peconic Bay Boulevard is a very narrow road, rural type of road. we agree with your findings and what your stances are in limiting the weight restrictions on that. So I just want to voice for the concerns of Jamesport resident that I am, as well as the Greater Jamesport Civic. We're in favor.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Mr. Van Helmen.
Thank you. Got it.
Yes. How you doing? If you could state your name and affiliation, or hamlet, you don't need
Yes,
the
my name
address.
is Elaine McDuffie. I live at 890 Peconic Bay Boulevard.
Okay,
I'm up close and personal to the situation, and I belong to the Civic. But there are many times during the summer when we have trolleys. Let's eliminate the buses since we're going to hopefully be doing that. But anything with 4 or more wheels is out there. I spoke to somebody from the fire department after one weekend, and he said there was no way that any ambulance could get to us. This is the major thing, I think. The traffic is not moving. We can't get out of our driveways, and how many driveways do you think there are along Peconic Bay Boulevard? It's inappropriate use, and I hope that you can be inventive. And it's a Riverhead Road. Is there something?
We've gone probably as far as we can go. Unfortunately, we're a victim of our own success. 20, 25 years ago, you didn't have any of this, and everybody was, not even 25 years ago, 12 years ago, everybody was complaining that the farms are all going to turn into houses and houses and houses and houses. So the pendulum swung. We don't even have subdivisions now. That we all pushed to have this agro-tourism to bring people there to make the farms profitable so they didn't sell out the houses. Now we're rolling with those problems, trying to solve them as best we can. So the volume is problematic. I have great confidence in our EMS that if they have to get there, whether it be crossing farm fields, which I'm sure they would do, to lights and sirens, we'll get there. Is it going to take a little bit longer? Yeah, but it's not any different than I had a conversation with a young lady a couple months ago. She was from Manhattan, and she was saying the same thing you were saying, and I said, well, in 3 o'clock in the morning in Manhattan, a fire truck's going to get there EMS a lot quicker than 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's an inconvenience, and it will probably slow things down, but I have confidence our guys will get there.
Well, I think there's a lot more leeway on the main road and the north road to get around traffic than there is no place to go, and there are no farm fields even to cross over on Peconic Bay Boulevard. It's difficult. The limos are like half a bus long. They can't really make the turns down there.
They may get limited if, depending on their weight restriction. There may be limos that are over 16,000 pounds, so that they may be weight restricted.
Well, whatever you can think of would be appreciated.
But this is all due with the modern times. They got GPS now, and it tells you where to go where there's less traffic than our main road to bypass it. And that's what we're dealing with today, is
Ways.
ways, that's right. It's the modern times of today.
I think
Yeah,
when
figure out
they
how to use
find
it.
out they're getting stuck in the traffic on Peconic Bay Boulevard, maybe they'll go back to the other roads.
Maybe.
Thank you.
Thank you. Does anybody else wish to be heard on this matter this afternoon? All right, not seeing anybody, we'll close the public comment portion and leave it open for written comment to March 17th. I do believe that South Old Town is holding a public hearing for their portion of Peconic Bay Boulevard. And at some point, we will figure out what we do with Laurel Lane, because we both own it, and we can't really weight restrict it without South Old. So we are having conversations, because we don't want people to make the turn on Laurel Lane and then get to Peconic Bay and not be able to do anything. So we're doing this in conjunction with the town of South Old. All right, Sal.
Sal Mastropolo, Calverton. 164.
Hold on.
164?
Yeah.
So what's the secret code for that?
Control F,
Uh,
TB.
No, hold on.
Serial bond
No,
authorization.
hold on. What is?
1-7,
No, but P8. No,
Control F,
I did that.
okay, and then 1-7,
Oh, 170.
0, and then what was the resolution number?
164.
64.
One. Did you get it?
I did, so it's 64, so we have to put a 1 in front of the 64. Okay.
My question is it costing the town any money to keep them active? I mean, we already paid bond attorneys, right, to get, to
No, what
authorize
happened,
them?
you don't want to keep them active because that's like having open credit lines. So when the, it's like having a credit card you don't use. So when the credit rating agency looks at you, they're going to look at all these open credit lines that you could spend. So we don't want to have those. So yes, it's not good for us.
Okay. 169,
Well, I'm still learning this. Well,
Just have to go back one.
I'm trying to go backwards.
Backspace.
dash?
No.
No.
170,
Oh.
169.
Right on it. I got it.
okay. My
What's- go ahead.
question is, in the text, it says that the $60,000 grant went to the Riverhead Business Improvement District, okay? The $28,000, is it coming out of the bids budget or the town budget? And how do you,
This is coming out of the street lighting budget, parking district budget. This 60,000 for the park, that's the parking district?
This one I think is street lighting because these are the ones that are, this is the last one we got, so these are the ones that are opinion.
Oh, okay.
We already accepted
Street
the
lighting
one.
budget then, town street lighting budget. We have several budgets for, we have parking.
then aren't you mixing apples and oranges? I mean, the grant went to bid. Doesn't the 28 have to come out of bid?
It's still in the business improvement district management area, but there's two, not traffic lights, the lights in the bid are paid for either out of the parking district or the street lighting. If it's in the parking district, it comes out of the parking district account. If it's in the street lighting district, it comes out of the street lighting account. Never comes out of the general fund. No,
Okay.
I shouldn't say never, but it doesn't in this case. So this is out of the parking district, is what I'm understanding. And
Why is it going to business
in the-
district then?
did the bid apply?
Only the bid and the chamber are eligible under this, program.
Okay, so
we're
they
not
applied for
able
the
to
loan.
apply
Well, we
for
ought
it.
to bid
We
anyway.
to the grounds and we take in the funds and we expend the funds, so it's just a plus to our budget.
177, there's no attachment.
Which one?
177? Yeah, that sounds like a.
Yeah, the list of vehicles going up for auction.
Do we have a list of? All right, we have the list. Oh, he's gone. You're done. All right. Mr. Biegler, how you doing?
He's done, I'm here, thank you very much, Eric Biegler, 110
Reeves
Park
Park.
Road, Riverhead, Reeves Park, Resolution 175. Thank you very much for clarifying and removing dogs from town beaches and saying that there's no permits for that. Appreciate it. And also in that same resolution, you're talking about trailers and parking at the boat ramp, but you do specify Reeves Beach as not being a boat ramp launch site. I think something in there needs to be placed saying that you can't have trailers, boat trailers, in the parking lot at Reeves Beach. That's all.
I don't know. You guys can take that up in another.
Well, we're not ready to post for a public hearing then, if it has to be changed.
I don't know. I mean, people do launch down there, little boats, don't they, Eric?
No.
Never?
They're not, no, I don't wanna say never, Sean. Never say never, but they're not supposed to launch motorized boats off Reeves Beach.
Right.
No, it's only a car ramp.
So,
But what they have been doing lately is using kayaks, having trailers on kayaks, and loading the kayaks and leaving the trailer in the parking lot.
So it's taking up too many spots.
yeah, the parking lot is too small for that.
I don't know. I personally don't have a problem with that because that's my point. If you launch in kayaks or you're launching a small boat, what's the matter?
So they should pay for two spots, and they should get a permit
Okay.
for the trailer then.
There is a permit.
No,
All
we're
right.
not coming.
All right, well, I'm okay with the way it is. I'm gonna be overly restrictive here.
But we could, I mean, if you have a discussion with Councilman Hubbard, he's the liaison to the Recreation Department, and I think that discussing that with the Recreation Superintendent, it might not be a bad idea to just, if you're gonna leave a trailer there, then you should pay for 2 spaces.
Fine with that.
All
Well,
right,
they should
well.
get a boat launch permit.
For a kayak, we specifically said no. All right, I'm good with this. If the board's not good, we won't adopt it.
No, I'm good with that.
Any other public comment on resolutions?
I
mean,
make a
we-
motion that we close the town board meeting and open the community development agency meeting. So move.
No, second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Oh, all right.
yes, Wooten,
Yes. Oh,
Dunleavy,
sorry.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
The CDA meeting is now open. Town of Riverhead Community Development Agency Resolution Number 3 authorizes acceptance of a New York State and Municipal Facilities Program grant award in the amounts of $150,000 for improvements to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Trail.
Okay, this one's been amended from what's in there.
No, five,
No,
five is
number
amended.
5.
Okay.
This one's good.
John's gonna move this one.
Okay, so moved.
I'll second.
Oh, okay, all right. Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio. This contract is very close to being completed and sent to the supervisor for his signature, and then hopefully the county will turn it around quickly back to us, and we'll be starting construction on the balance of the recreation trail, so very exciting. Yes, good job, Chris, and her staff. That was Joe, yeah. Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes, it's been a long time. We got the first 3 miles and this is gonna complete it. So, I hope we move fast this year and get this, bike and recreation, trail finished. I say yes.
Walter.
Yes.
The resolution is therefore duly declared adopted. CDA Resolution Number 4 authorizes acceptance of Suffolk County Grant Award in the amount of $200,000 for improvements to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Trail.
I'll move it.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio. Yes, and I want to thank Legislator Krupski and his staff for actually really helping this along. They've been working very closely with the CDA, so thank and appreciate them for all their help and for the grant, and Senator Lavelle as well. Thank you. Yes. Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
My last comments are the same, yes.
Walter.
Yes.
The resolution is therefore duly declared adopted. Town of Riverhead Community Development Agency Resolution Number 5.
Let me ask you a question. Why do I have a paper copy and a copy in the computer?
For number 5,
Yeah.
Five is amended.
this is the one that was amended. There's a slight
Okay, got it.
change. So resolution number 5 authorizes acceptance of a New York State Environmental Protection Fund grant award in the amount of $500,000 for improvements to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Trail.
It's changed anyway.
And there was a minor amendment that the town attorney suggested, which is in the first resolve paragraph at the end. It would add, and such other documents deemed necessary to carry out the intent of this resolution.
Yep.
Correct, and I also remove the,
Oh, right.
apostrophe.
Incorrect
That's the word.
apostrophe.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is because, it's a Vietnam Veterans Memorial Trail and used to be Vietnam Memorial Trail. So we're just changing it so everything is printed the same way, with the veterans in it. I move it.
Okay, as amended, right? Okay.
As amended.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes, as amended.
Giglio? Absolutely. Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy?
Yes.
Walter?
Yes.
And the resolution is
Paper
therefore
copy's
duly
different than the
declared
second one.
adopted, and that completes the business of the CDA.
Need a motion to close the CDA?
I make a motion, we close the Community Development Agency meeting and reopen the town board meeting. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
The town board meeting is now reopened. Resolution 160.
There's no names on these.
Yeah, they are.
Councilman Hubbard's on 160 and Dunleavy's,
Seconding, yep.
now John's got a different set of
I get a
resolutions.
different set of resolutions.
Where are you getting those from?
My computer.
Oh,
They
they're
must
not on
know.
the right?
He's probably from work session, executive session.
No, they're,
I'll
they
hit you. I'll hit him with this.
Okay, okay.
This is what,
160
our
Peconic,
accountant gave me.
Okay. Timmy?
Peconic Care, Engel Berman Construction, Calverton Sewer Capital Project. So moved.
No, it's not. To the draft.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 161.
Hold on 1 second, I think you have the,
Okay.
no, you know
Yeah.
what, it's really strange.
No,
Oh.
because I had, when I put them on
Let
last
Bill-
night
you're in the
onto
wrong-
the website, they didn't have the vote because I was in a hurry to get them done. And
Let
so
Bill
I
fix
sent them
it.
to this morning.
Put up there.
This is March 3rd.
Yeah.
There's a second set somewhere.
There's a second, yeah, there was a second set.
John found them.
If anybody could manage to find the wrong, you got
John
the
found them.
It's funny, 'cause they were all-
Yeah, he definitely had different
I'll tell you,
resolutions.
these computers are great.
Here you go, John.
I'm glad I'm not touching it. They'll blame me.
We're on resolution,
171.
161. Did we vote on 160?
Yes, we
Yes,
did.
162.
I'm going back to your way.
Yeah. That'll work for now, right?
Okay, ready?
161.
161. Riverhead Bay Homes water main installation. Water capital, I guess we're taking that as a water capital project. So move.
The budget adoption seconded.
Budget
Moved and
adoption.
seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 162.
162 Riverview Lofts, Georgia Green Ventures LLC, Calverton Sewer Capital Project. It's a budget adoption, so moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Was this the one that was supposed to be changed from Calverton?
211
Because
East
what
Main.
we have is not on the resolutions.
Yep, I have the copy, that's.
Okay.
211 East Main, right?
211 East Main.
Yeah, but it's not Calverton Sewer. It should be River.
Oh, it should be
Yeah,
Riverhead Sewer.
It's
Yep,
Riverhead
yep,
Sewer?
this is the
Okay.
amended resolution. All right, I only have
All
one
right.
copy of the amended resolution. So can we amend the resolution
Right,
so that
amended
it's
to reflect Riverhead Sewer.
Riverhead Sewer and the number,
The account numbers also have to be,
The fund is 414 instead of 424.
right, so it's gotta be amended. The account is 414 it's going from, and 414 that it's going to. That's changed, both of those are changed. I'll give it to Diane. So can we move and second it as amended?
As you can see, it's not me.
No, Jill gave me that one, I just didn't,
we'll start all over. Resolution 162.
right. and-
162 River Lofts, Georgia Green Ventures LLC, Riverhead Sewer Capital Project budget adoption, and I believe the code is 414 instead of 424.
correct.
So moved as amended.
Second as amended.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes, as amended.
Giglio.
We are still working with the developer and the Landmarks Preservation Commission and Architectural Review Board, and he's being very cooperative, and I will vote yes for this sewer study, seeing as they're paying for it, yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 163.
Highway Department Metal Storage Building Budget Adoption, so moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 164.
Resolution repealing certain previously adopted serial bond authorizations. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 165.
Riverhead Sewer District Capital Project 20031, budget adjustment, so moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 166.
2013 Millbrook Gables Playground budget adjustment. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
This is to get a swing set put in down there that was originally supposed to have been placed there. So they're shoring it up and cleaning up housekeeping, or taking care of housekeeping, if you will, with the recreation department to get the swing set put up down there. So I vote yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 167.
Authorizing removal of fixed asset records from system, so moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
What do they do with the tasers?
I was-
Yes.
I was gonna get into the
Dunleavy.
board.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 168.
I'd be in trouble sitting next to you.
Why?
You would taser me.
I would not,
Or 68.
unless you said something stupid.
I'd pay to see that.
Well, like I said, you would taser me.
Jill would text me and give me
I'd
the
give up
signal,
my
and then I'd
paycheck for
go.
that, boy.
Approves agricultural worker housing for John Sapala / Whitman Nurseries pursuant to chapter 301-239. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 169.
Authorize acceptance of Suffolk County Downtown Revitalization Round 14 funding for downtown LED lights. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes, and I want to thank the supervisor and the engineering, or deputy supervisor and the engineering department. She has been working very diligently on trying to get these contracts back, and CDA for all your help. Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 170.
Authorize the supervisor to execute a budget adjustment, budget amendment to New York State DOS BOA funding contract. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
10% match. Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 171.
Appoints an intern to the police department. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 172.
Determination of significance, issuance of a negative declaration pursuant to SEQA, Peconic Care, Calverton, New York. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
No.
Consistent.
I voted on the $2,500 for this water study or whatever, so a little inconsistent there, but I figured it was getting passed.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 173.
Ratifies the appointment of a call-in assistant recreation leader to the Recreation Department. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
She's great. Yes.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 174.
This appoints a call-in assistant recreation leader to the Recreation Department. So
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 175.
Authorizes town clerk to publish and post a notice of public hearing to consider a proposed local law for an amendment of chapter 211 entitled Beaches and Recreation of the Riverhead Town Code. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes to public hearing.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 176.
Authorizes town clerk to publish and post a notice of public hearing to consider a proposed local law for an amendment of chapter 237 entitled Highways, Street and Sidewalks of the Riverhead Town Code. Section chapter 237-13, penalties for offenses. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes to public hearing.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 177.
Authorizes the sale of police department impound vehicles.
We have
So moved.
the list. Did you guys get it, see it?
I'll
Yeah, we have
second.
it.
I don't want any of them.
No. Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes, it's about time we're getting rid of some of these vehicles.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 178.
This offers support to the New York State Legislature to amend the general municipal law in relation to the creation of the Peconic Bay Regional Transportation Council. Senate Bill S.3225 and Assembly Bill A.2671. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 179.
Approves chapter 255 application of PC Richard and Son Incorporated, and it's for a tent sale August 8th, 2017 through August 22nd, 2017. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten.
Yes.
Dunleavy.
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 180.
Approves chapter 255 application of PC Richard and Son Incorporated barbecue tent sale, May 25th, 2017 through May 29th, 2017. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio.
Yes.
Wooten,
Always wanted to buy a barbecue tent. Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 181.
Authorize the execution of an amendment of deed of conservation easement for the major subdivision of Jim Chuck Estates. So moved.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 182.
This classifies action and requests lead agency for local law to amend chapter 301 zoning and land development, rural corridor zoning use district. So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Is
Giglio,
that one?
This is it,
This
right?
is historic center.
Yeah, this is for the historic incentive down Main Road where we have a few historic
We had a
homes.
public hearing on this, right?
Yeah, no, I thought we were taking that off the
We
floor.
had the public hearing. It was in the packet. Bob got it over on Thursday afternoon.
Okay.
And it is declaring it a type 1 action because it's more than 25 acres and giving the town board lead agency to make a determination on secra. Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 183.
Authorizes the town clerk to publish and post a notice for public hearing to consider the amendment of chapter 263 entitled Rental Dwelling Units of the Riverhead Town Code. So moved.
Seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
Yeah, I just wanna, this is just changing it to clean it up so that we can serve a managing agent as well as if we can't reach the owners. So, it's a good thing, and I gotta say that our town attorney, Dawn Thomas, is doing an excellent job with these rental dwelling units, and we're really, stirring things up out there, so you gotta come in and get your permits if you're renting out a house. Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 184.
Awards bid, installation of water mains and appurtenances, Old Orchard subdivision, Riverhead Water District. So moved.
And seconded.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard,
Yes.
Giglio,
No.
Wooten,
Of course.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
One that's half the
Walter.
subdivision is in the water district, the other half isn't.
Yeah, yes. Oh, yeah.
Resolution adopted. Resolution 185.
Pays bills.
I'll second.
Moved and seconded, vote please.
Hubbard.
Pay the bills, John?
Yes.
Yes.
Giglio,
Yes.
Wooten,
Yes.
Dunleavy,
Yes.
Walter.
Yes.
Resolution adopted.
All right, so that concludes the official portion of the town board meeting. We open it up for public comment. We ask you to limit your comments to 5 minutes, and now that I actually have a clock, I watch 5 minutes. So, if you want to discuss something, step up. Just state your name and affiliation or Hamlet for the record.
Yep, Laura Jen Smith from Laurel. I'd just like to address, if you have an opening on the IDA, that you would consider possibly seeking somebody who would represent the school district on the IDA, because I think they're very much affected by what goes on there, and they have a lot of information I think will be helpful when making IDA decisions, so.
Are you submitting a resume?
No, I'm not. Just a suggestion.
If they submit the resume, they'll be considered,
Right.
That was funny.
okay?
All right,
That's good.
Eric Beegler. Those new glasses?
No, they old ones found in the drawer.
Eric Beegler, 110 Park Road, Riverhead, New York, Reeves Park Community. Couple of things, and I haven't been here since the beginning of the year, so Happy New Year to everybody.
Happy New Year.
I may go a little over 5 minutes, but I'm trying not to, so I want to be as quick as I can.
Your mic shut off.
Number one, the calendar for today's town hall meeting didn't have any documents attached to it, so at least as of this morning, it wasn't there.
The calendar?
Yeah, well, once you go to it, you hit documents, there was nothing came up.
Okay.
Sean, I hope you're going to continue the round table meetings that we have every quarter.
Yep.
Looking forward to it. They were very successful. These round table meetings are for communities to get together, community organizations to come together, meet with Sean and the deputy town supervisor or other department members who get invited. We talk about certain things that pertain to our communities. They were very successful last year, and we encourage you to keep it up for this year.
Absolutely.
The Reeves Park community is deeply saddened by the events that took place on Sunday. I didn't know John personally. I'm sure I saw him once or twice down at Reeves Beach, as he was there many times. We offer our condolences to his family and friends. We hope he's in a better place and is at peace. And we hope that, it was said in one of the interviews that one of John's teammates said that Reeves Park was the place that they would go to. It was their place. We hope they continue to keep it as their place. It was quite a shock to us and quite devastating to our community, even though we didn't know him. So I just wanted to say that in expression of Reeves Park, that we are upset with that.
Thank you.
I am glad that you're taking a proactive approach to the residential dwellings, short-term rentals. We had 4 properties in Reeves Park last year that were weekend rentals. We went to the town codes department several times. They wanted us to fill out formal complaints, and some of us are a little reluctant to do that to our neighbors. We still think there needs to be a better way of doing it and approaching it. We think there should be a proactive approach to it. Many of these properties are advertised on websites, Airbnb, vacation rental by owner, those types. I went to one of them this morning and found a property right away in Reeves Park that's renting minimal stay of 1 to 7 days.
Go see the town attorney with it,
Yeah.
Dawn Thomas.
I'm sure it's not illegal to advertise for something that's illegal, although I'm not sure. But if you actually do it, it then becomes illegal. But I think these are great websites to get the actual property and then create a database of properties that could potentially be there. And it would save a lot of stress on our enforcement instead of banging on
So you
doors.
know what's interesting about this?
We need computer software.
The
Talk
internet.
to everybody about it.
The internet is they're building a case against themselves on the internet. Our cases are, there's no secret to this. We go on the ARBNB, whatever the different websites are, we build a case, we send code enforcement out, and now you're in a tough spot because you've advertised all this stuff, and then, when you have that 3rd floor loft conversion or that outdoor bathroom or the whatever, and you've implicated yourself. So
Sure.
it's worked very well for our code enforcement, actually.
Yes.
Well,
And
good, and I hope you keep it
just
up.
drop that off at Dawn Thomas.
I will, and just tell you, now that Dawn's on, and I guess she just started the beginning
She's
of the
just
year, right?
handling these matters, so, and, just so that you know, if you do go to the Town of Riverhead website, on the right-hand side, it says code complaints, and you can press that button, and then it gives you the boxes to fill in. We're not dragging anybody into court if you file a complaint. What we're doing is we're starting an investigation. So we are going online once we receive that initial complaint, because we gotta know about it. So once we receive the initial complaint, then we'll go online, we'll start looking for information. Some people have it advertised as a 6-bedroom house when they only have a CO for a 4-bedroom house. So as the supervisor said, there's so many that are coming in that we are picking 10 right now, and the code enforcement committee is meeting once a month. We're picking 10, and we're staying on those 10. So we're trying to pick the worst neighbors of the neighbors and go with those, and then once we get those cleared out, then we'll go to the next 10 until we can afford more code enforcement and the computer software that we need to really stay on top of it. So please file the complaints. We'll get enough information to where you won't, your information will be confidential and you won't be brought into court. We'll be building a case based on your complaint.
But you don't even have to sign it.
Well, you gotta put your name, you gotta put your email,
unless you
because
want to be called back
Well,
and
some-
let the results know.
some
you
people
could just
just go,
submit it.
just to go, and there's really nothing going on there, so we like to have somebody to talk to. If it's important to you and it's a neighbor, then you can at least, some people just wanna hurt their neighbors and start an investigation on the neighbors.
And we need to stay on top of all our town codes, because if we don't enforce our town codes then become useless and meaningless. And not only do they become meaningless, but then people start to push the envelopes, and things start to expand. We be into extremely gray areas. A perfect example is our wineries. We started out with beautiful little wineries with little tasting rooms and fruit and cheese, and the next thing you know, you've got live music till 10 o'clock, then you got a 2-day band venue, and you got comedy night, and all this sort of stuff. That's no longer a winery anymore. It's now a nightclub and an amusement center. And we certainly don't want anything to take place like out in Southold with Vineyard 48 and the accidents that are going out there, which segues me into my next comment.
just recently, the Riverhead Cider House opened up on Sound Avenue. And it is billed as a tasting room. And they're supposed to have, I guess, local product there. I don't know where they're getting apples from, because apples aren't local unless we've expanded that, because I remember some conversation of expanding what the term local is to non-local. But I'm sure the chicken parm sandwich and the sausage and peppers, which was, by the way, was very delicious, is not locally produced.
It's a percentage.
And I'm
And I
sure
don't-
the young lady walking to the table doing homemade guacamole is not getting avocados that are grown down at Lewin's Guacamole Farm. I think what we have here
Eric,
is
it's a
another
percentage.
push.
It's
I
a percentage.
agree entirely, 100%.
You know, they have a full-blown commercial kitchen there with a pizza, 2 pizza ovens.
It's not a commercial kitchen. We've inspected, it's not a commercial kitchen.
They actually installed those pizza ovens after the inspection.
Okay, so basically, I want to know how we want to bring it to your attention that it's opened up, and I think it needs to be monitored, and I think it needs to be looked at within whatever privy the town is able to do. Now, I know that the town is not responsible for certain things. There are certain health code violations, and the Department of Health in Suffolk County. We've also been in touch with Al Krupski to see if he can take a look into it and see. We just want them to understand that I just have this terrible feeling.
Is that you?
Me too.
That we are going to be moving into we're going to be doing variances for, was it Chapter 90s, and they're going to be putting tents outside, and we're going to be having big parties there. I already believe they've gone way above their fire inspection limit on both days that they were open. I wish them nothing but success. I had an enjoyable meal there, but they need to play by the same rules everybody else plays. And they need to pay the taxes that the same thing as Cooperage pays. If they're going to be a restaurant, make them a restaurant.
They're not permitted to have a restaurant and a bar on Sound Avenue, so no, they're not gonna pay full commercial taxes. This started out as a warehouse that went into ag processing, where they could take the farmers' fruits and vegetables and they could process them there and put them into the supermarket. Councilman Wooten and I heeded the warnings of it, saying that this could be a problem potentially down the road, and it appears that it is.
Day one, out of the box, it's a potential problem.
Right, they got a letter from the planning department saying that they could have ag processing there. They're not processing the apples there, they're bringing like liquid down from upstate, and that's what they're making the cider with. It's not what it's supposed to be, and I am all over it.
Ag and
Trust me.
markets, the way Ag and markets works, you have to have, now I can't imagine it's different from a cidery to a vineyard, but I'm quoting for a vineyard. 51% of your overall number of bottles of wine produced have to be from local sources. So that means 49% could be 100% wine grapes from California or upstate New York, and I think the cideries, I'm positive the cidery is the same thing. So it's 51% local sourced out of everything that comes out. So they are in conformance with ag and markets, and they don't have a commercial kitchen.
No, I don't believe that they are, and I don't believe that, I think they should be governed by the health department if they're gonna be serving all the food that they're serving there, not ag and markets. And I know that that's being looked into as we speak, but as of
It's beautiful
the
though, right?
ag and markets website, they didn't have a permit under the Riverhead Cider House as of yesterday when I checked the website for ag and markets, and they don't have a certificate of occupancy currently.
They do.
Well, I was told Monday that they did not have a certificate of occupancy, but they were open all weekend. Again, for the second weekend
recognizing
in a
that
row.
there's an issue there, and thank you for staying on top of it. Keep an eye on it, and we'll see what happens. And the guacamole was great.
The only thing I want to suggest here is that our code enforcement is not pre-active, it's reactive. We only have 2 code enforcement officers. We got more complaints. We're trying to get more, but we're having a problem because of funds.
Okay. My last point, I got my tax bill.
You're way over 5 minutes.
I know, but this is, I got interrupted.
I took a lot
Don't
of
take it
time.
away from my time.
You're way over 5 minutes.
I got my tax bill.
Did you pay it?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Reluctantly.
Want mine?
I pay a lot of money in taxes.
Thank you.
So does everybody else here. We
Go
all
to
pay
wait.
a lot of money in taxes, but we do it willingly because we like living in the town of Riverhead. We like certain things that go on in the town of Riverhead for the quality of life that we enjoy. One of the things that I enjoy almost more than anything else is going fishing on the beach. I am down on the beach regularly. I have my kayak out there all the time fishing during the summer.
No trailer, right?
No trailer. I even got a call from the chief of police because my vehicle was parked there 3 days in a row in the same spot, and he thought I was in trouble. I had to answer him and tell him I was. However,
Well, that's good.
and I don't mind doing that. I don't mind paying the high taxes and wherever the taxes go. I don't mind paying the permit fees that it requires me to park in the parking lots or to drive on the beach. However, this year I went and got my driving on the beach 4x4 permit. And that 4x4 permit went up in price 22%. You increase the price of the permit to drive on the beach 22%. We drive on that, there's a limited group of people who drive on the beach. We take full advantage, and we help out the town more than anything else on that beach. We pick up more garbage on that beach. We help other motorists that get stuck. We're the eyes and the response to places on the beach the police can't get to. We make phone calls and we offer support. I've even brought DEC officers down on my vehicle to see them, and to see my permit go up 22% is astronomical. We have permits issued to non-residents who do not pay taxes in this town. They don't vote in this town. And their permits did not go up. Not one iota. And they're the ones who are, and I'm going to say it, users of our beach instead of supporters of our beach. And they don't pay more this year. And we paid 22% more. It's outlandish and it needs to be looked at. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric.
Thank you.
Does anybody else wish to be heard today? Yes? No?
No,
All
I
right, can I
make
get
a
a motion
motion,
to
we
adjourn?
close the town board meeting. So moved.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions? Motion carries. We sit adjourned. I knew you had my pen. Looking around for my pen, he took it. I think I know, I have those in my office, but I think I gave most of them out.